I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, Spirit rise up, rise in me. I let in my soul, I clear my mind, I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? It's good to see you all. Good to see you all again. Please stand up and join us in singing Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. I'm Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always I'm Spirit-Led. I'm Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always I'm Spirit-Led. Flowing like a river of peace, I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made, I am Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always I'm Spirit-Led. I am Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always I am Spirit-Led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. And as we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside to guide us along. We are Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led. We are Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led. Our Spirit-Led, Spirit-Led. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led. We are Spirit-Led, Spirit-Led. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-Led.
Woo! All right. Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning and welcome. Isn't this a gorgeous morning? Oh, it's just perfect. And I'm standing here with my best friend here, Chris Eagle, who is our service leader today. And I want to say hello to our live streamers on YouTube and Facebook who are joining in. Good morning. If you have found us for the first time today, please say hello. Put your name in the comment section, and Debbie, our wonderful greeter, will share some information with you if you want, but just give you a virtual hug. So thank you for being here and being willing to be present, connect with each other, connect with the divine in our heart center, and just be a presence. So as Chris lights the divine light candle, I invite you to say our opening invocation with me, which is on that sheet in the seat back in front of you, or coming up on the screen now. Let's just take a moment to find that. And take a moment to connect with your heart center and just breathe for a moment from that place. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Just breathe that in for a moment and really feel the truth of that omnipresent good in every square inch of this place, in your body, and every cell of your being, breathing in that omnipresent good. And so it is.
If you haven't put them into meditation mode, please silence yourself. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Just let the tickle of the ivories from Chris twinkle through your cells. And if you have anything on your lap that doesn't need to be there, set it aside. If you want, close your eyes or just gaze softly down and just focus in on your breath. The in and out. And yet there is also a pause between the in and out. Just feel that cycle. Just let it roll through you. And as you let that roll, feel how it connects with every last cell of your being. Every cell is rejuvenated by your breath. And every last cell supplies things to your breath. There are muscles, there are nerves, there are molecules, there are enzymes, there are all kinds of orchestrated things that make your breath possible without you even having to think. So just allow that to permeate, to realize that you have this divine order, this presence available in every last cell of your body and beyond. As you feel your breath, also focus in on your heart, this wondrous mechanism that moves things through your body all day, every day. And as you feel those rhythms, allow them to permeate out beyond your body, into this room. There are other wondrous beings in this room. And also allow it to go beyond the walls of this building or in the space that you're in. And allow it to connect to every last living being. Plant, animal, fungi, all manners. And allow that to be your experience in the silent for a couple of minutes. from this expanded state of being. If there are any people, situations, places that don't yet feel connected or enveloped by this space, inhabiting it fully, please call their names softly aloud so that they can be included, nudged, guided, and surrounded by this presence. These and so many more, all of the situations where there's appearance of stress, are all held and surrounded by this presence. And this presence is available, and by you invoking, you allow that to come into being ever so more. Thank you. And now, if you would bring your body into this expanded sense of being, whether you want to start by wiggling your toes and fingers, stretching a little bit, opening your eyes. If you're stretching near other people, be mindful of them. And for those of you that are in this physical space, or if you're online and you have others, would you lock eyes with at least one other divine being? And there are many, so you have many options. Just acknowledging their presence. Okay. That's my favorite part, by the way. So, if you have access to an order of a service, or it'll be on your screen, we are going to invoke our vision and mission. So take a moment to find that if you don't already have it, and let's say them together. Our vision: we envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission: we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey towards wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. And if you would, let's welcome Isabel Taylor.
Hi. Thank you. So accustomed to wearing it. This is My Heart Delivers Me. I can run for miles in my dreams, through city streets and forests so pristine, to open fields and mountains evergreen. My legs of steel, they carry me. I can run for miles in my dreams. And I can swim for miles in my dreams. My arms pull through the water tirelessly, arriving on the shore of every sea. Busy ports of call and endless beach. I can swim for miles in my dreams. My waking hours limit where I go. Countless places that I'll never know. Places lost in time and those that are yet to be. When I close my eyes, my heart delivers me. fly for miles in my dreams and float on winds aloft under my wings. Earth in blue and white, no boundaries. Suns and moons above in milky galaxies. I can fly for miles in my dreams. My waking hours limit where I go. Countless places that I'll never know. Places lost in time and those that I've yet to be. When I close my eyes, my heart delivers me. When I close my eyes, my heart delivers me.
That was beautiful, just beautiful. Thank you. We are limitless beings, truly. And we know that more when we come from our heart, right? I have a beautiful CD here. Isabel Taylor, thank you for this. I can't wait to listen to this. So, good morning. Now, we usually don't talk about saints here at Unity Center of Peace, this being Unity. But there is one in particular that I felt is appropriate to talk about today, because today is our blessing of the animals. So do you know who I'm talking about? Saint Francis of Assisi, that's right. And, well, full disclaimer here, I was not raised Catholic, so my knowledge of him is limited. But what I've learned, I love. I mean, wow. What a presence of love he was. You know, and his devotion to the divine was, you know, as you know, expressed through his love of all God's creatures. He was a lover of animals. He saw them all as his brothers and sisters. You know, and you may have seen depictions, artistic depictions of birds flocking to him and landing on his shoulders, and four-legged of all variety come and from all over and sit at his feet, and he would preach. You know, he would share messages of love with them. He saw all of life as an expression of the divine, as expression of the divine light. And even, you know, humans too. He took care of, he showed this tender, loving care to lepers when, you know, most people were like, you know, get away from me. And I also found it interesting to learn that he tried to negotiate peace between Muslims and Christians during the Fifth Crusade. Unfortunately, unsuccessfully, but, you know, he gave it his all. So he saw all of life as sacred. He respected every living thing. And Francis apparently was a man of few words, but big heart, you know. And the words that he did speak were obviously, they came directly from that heart of the divine within him. There's one saying that I really love that I saw on a plaque in this beautiful meditation grotto up at the St. Francis of Assisi retreat center that I went to a few weeks ago, that retreat. I took a picture of it. It was very cool. And he says, preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. I think it's very cool. And you probably all know the prayer of St. Francis, you know, the let me be an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon, etc. But you may not know the prayer for all creation. So I thought I would share that today. And, you know, it's very Christian language, so, you know, you just take that for what it is. Praise be you, my Lord, with all your creatures, especially Sir Brother Sun, who is the day and through whom you give us light. And he is beautiful and radiant with great splendor, and bears a likeness to you, most radiant one. Praise be you, my Lord, through Sister Moon and the stars in heaven. You formed them clear and precious and beautiful. Praise be you, my Lord, through Brother Wind and through the air, cloudy and serene, and every kind of weather through which you give us sustenance for your creatures. Praise be you, my Lord, through Sister Water, which is very useful and humble and precious and chaste. Praise be you, my Lord, through Brother Fire, through whom you light the night. He is beautiful and playful and robust and strong. Praise be you, my Lord, through our sister Mother Earth, who sustains and governs us, and who produces varied fruits with colored flowers and herbs. Now, doesn't that almost sounds Native American, doesn't it? You can see that similarity. It's like St. Francis, like indigenous people, really had this connection, this natural connection with the natural world, with the elements. You know, they saw them as all beautiful expressions of that same one divine life source. Imagine if we all embrace that idea. If all of humanity could embrace that idea that all of life is sacred, that every person, every animal, every tree, every plant, every bug, every body of water is our brother and sister. Wow. I mean, we would naturally have respect and take care of, do whatever we could to take care of every living thing on this planet, which is a far cry from what most of humanity has historically seen, regarded living things on this planet. Most of humanity is regarded living things as just objects, there for our purposes, to serve us, to work for us, to feed us, to be the receptacle of our waste. And of course, when we needed to expand and, industrialize, we just unceremoniously cut it down or burnt it or just killed it in some way. Because, you know what? We have dominion. Mankind has dominion over the earth. Says so in Genesis. What if that was a misinterpretation? What if that saying, biblical times, this was an oral tradition, and it got passed down orally from person to person before it was ever written down, and, translated from one language to another language, maybe mistranslated before it reaches English. So what if the writer of Genesis, the original intention was that we have dominion over our thoughts? We have dominion over our internal environment. We have dominion over our experience. Wow. That would be a whole different thing. A horse of a different color. And imagine if that had been, the sense that we had, the interpretation that we had from the beginning. If that's how we perceived it. Even imagine if, during St. Francis's time, we embraced that idea that all of life is sacred. What if we all saw it all the elements and all of nature as our brothers and sisters? We would not be where we are now, my guess is. Which is what? Code red for humanity. That's what the UN Secretary General, UN Secretary General, has declared this is a code red. Can't get any more of a warning than red, right? But he did say, the Secretary General did say that if nations came together now, if we combine forces now, that we could avert climate catastrophe. So, I think, first of all, the approach is, rather than coming from fear, because that just paralyzes us, right? Oh, I can't do it, it's overwhelming. What if instead we came from a place of love, we came from our heart? We came from our heart. Yes, we treat it as the existential crisis that it is. It's urgent. But so that means that there's an urgency to shift our consciousness, because doesn't it all come from consciousness? It all starts in consciousness. Our behavior, or the way we think about things, comes from consciousness, right? So it's time to shift our consciousness to see and relate to the planet differently, and to begin to see all life as divine. And if we do, if we come from that place, if we see every tree, every blade of grass, every drop of water as our brother and sister, again, we are going to naturally respect and want to do whatever it takes to avoid climate catastrophe. And this idea of combining forces, coming together, collaborating. Isn't collaborating like the word of the year? Imagine if we collaborate. Imagine if all the nations got together and worked together and shared ideas and built on each other's solutions. Like one nation has an idea for reversing global warming, and then another nation has an idea about how to do that more effectively, and another nation has an idea about how to do it more economically. And all of these ideas, we work together, we bring them all together. That's how we're going to get through this. Collaboration. Collaborating. And if we do that from a place of respecting, seeing all of nature as one, as sacred, of respecting and honoring all of life, not only will we survive, we will thrive. And so will all of life. Yeah. Okay, I'll get down off my soapbox now and shift the focus of, I want to talk about your four-legged and winged and scaled brothers and sisters. Your little furry beings or winged beings, right? There's one back there. Yeah, there she is. There she is, yeah. She is our little mascot. Yeah, pets. They're part of our family. They are part of our family. They're almost as important, or sometimes as important, as the rest of the members of our family. And for some people, it's like their children, particularly if they haven't been able to have, like my sister, unfortunately was not able to have children. So she's always had dogs, but not just any dogs. My sister's classy. She has Afghans. She's always had, you know what Afghans are? They're gorgeous. And they've got this hair that goes all the way down to the ground. They're good looking as long as they're groomed. There's a lot of grooming involved. But she and her husband, it's just kind of funny how they treat them and talk to them like they're their children. It's kind of fun to see, but it fills a real need, fills a real need. So pets can add years to our lives. You know, they reduce stress. They reduce, feelings of anxiety and depression. They can really, when you're sitting with a pet and petting that animal, you're kind of filled with feel-good hormones that are healthy for you, that boost your immune system. And they also encourage us to be playful. And isn't that a good thing? Don't we all want to be more playful? Yeah, adults need to be a little more playful like children. It helps us to do that. It helps us also to get exercise, particularly if you've got dogs, you got to walk them, you got to go out. So, sometimes the only exercise people get is walking their dogs, which is good because, gets people out moving, fresh air, and sometimes you meet other people who are walking pets, and it just increases your social circle. Pets can be good for children to teach them how to take care of another sentient being. Responsibility, as long as the parents have them do that. I know from experience how much easier it is to just feed the dog than try to get my children to do it. But for older adults, particularly adults that are alone, it can be really wonderful companionship, right? Now, of course, when our animals get sick, when our pets get sick or, begin to reach the end of their lives, it's stressful. It's stressful, it's sad. It's so unfair that animals have such a much shorter lifespan than we do. And I know many of you have had to, say goodbye to your pets. It's heartbreaking. It is. We had to say goodbye to one of our pets this year. We had her for 13 years, Aurora. Our children grew up with her, and well, towards the end, kind of the last year, she was slowing down and she was having difficulty moving. So we were kind of bracing ourselves for the inevitable, for the last few months. Ooh, that was tough. I don't think we could have ever anticipated what we were in for. She was paralyzed, and incontinent, and she was in a lot of pain. But the thing about Aurora, right, she was so stoic. She just never showed you that she was in pain. So it was hard to tell, when was the right time, because her face was always up and her ears were always up and she was looking at us and she was taking us in, particularly those last few days. She was just taking us in, before she left. So yeah, it can be heartbreaking. They are a part of our family. And this is why it's so wonderful. I am so grateful we have a prayer team here. We have a wonderful prayer team who can pray with us and, hold us in prayer as we're walking through this difficult experience. We're so lucky to have that. And, so above and beyond the physiological benefits of having a pet, there's the spiritual aspect. Our animals can help us really be present in the moment. They're so good at being fully present in the moment, fully enjoying the now. They can really help us to do that and to help us to see what's important. So there is Science of Mind magazine, which, Science of Mind is kind of the sister organization to Unity. They have a monthly magazine, and they have a column every month written by this dog named Murphy. It's called Murphy's Dogma. And I'm sure the human typed it out, but it's definitely Murphy's messages. So I thought it was appropriate to read a little bit about the one that Murphy wrote in April. And he says, "You and I possess many of the same abilities. Because I am a dog, I am not tethered to your world of words, names, and accomplishments. My heart joyfully embraces a different world. When you open your heart to me, you think you're becoming part of my world, but in truth, it is our world. When you forget the differences between our species, we experience each other as pure love. When we share, what we share is beautiful as the greatest love song ever written. If you were to listen to the breeze with your skin the way I do, you would hear it whispering. You could feel the energy of an impending storm or troubled sky long before it's visible. When you allow yourself to walk barefoot with me, it's possible to feel the ground breathe love into every cell of your body. Beautiful. In a life tethered to accomplishment, it's easy to lose touch with your heart and the love that surrounds you. It's easy to lose your way. Maybe sadness is a longing to connect with the life you were meant to live. I invite you to believe, as I do, that unconditional love thrives in every atom of your being. Unconditional love thrives in every atom of your being. So today at 4 o'clock, via Zoom, we are doing a blessing of the animals. We, historically have kind of done it here. People brought their pets, but because of the pandemic, and actually we tried this last year and it worked really well because people at home had birds that they couldn't bring, and they had snakes that they couldn't bring, and they had dogs that didn't get along. So it kind of really works to do it via Zoom, and you come and you log on, and we'll share some information a little bit about the Zoom link, and you hold your pet in your lap, and we do a blessing. And this year, Reverend Rosemary, who we used to co-minister together, is doing it with me. So we will be blessing your pets. So I hope to see you then. Namaste.
This song actually happened to me. It's called The Crow Bird. This morning as I was out walking, I spied a large bird in a tree. At the top of the tallest of branches, she sat with her back turned to me. I thought she might be an eagle or a red-tailed hawk taking rest, but my eyes often deceive me. I moved where my view would be best. She lifted her head toward the heavens, her body in sleek silhouette. I knew then she must be a crow bird, and on with my walking I went. Ooh. Now an eagle and hawk are majestic. Their sighting is something to see, but a crow bird is ever more common and draws no admiration from me. I've often disturbed the crow's chorus with a clap of my hands and a shout. Away with your cackling crow birds, I'll not have you hanging about. But all of God's creatures are wonders, The crow, no exception is she, and departing her perch in the treetop, she called out this warning to me. Do not dismiss the plain crow bird. Do not wish us away and reject the sound when we raise up our voices. We're still worthy of your respect. Our singing may not be melodic, and our plumage does not impress, but all living things have value. None is lesser or more than the rest. Ooh, ooh. Well, I pondered her words for a moment. In that moment I knew they were true. I opened my heart to the crow bird, forever changing my view. Not just for the sake of this one bird, but for everyone and everything. May it be an insistent reminder each time I hear the crow sing. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Thank you. And by the way, Isabel has these for free if you want to talk with her afterwards. So if you'd want some take home, there is also a website that we could put in later for those of you online, so you can also find stuff. So now is our time where we share with this community and through this community. And it is a sacred exchange. If you are one of those people who have already signed up to be a conscious sustainer, we have these green cards for those of you physically available. And there are also envelopes and things like that. And there are many options of how to give, which are in the programs as well. But what is really, really important in all of this, and those of you online, you will see those options as well, is that this is you that you are sharing through Unity and Centerpiece to sustain it, but also it goes out to the world. And it is you, it is your love that you are giving through that. So it is really the how that is critical. So whatever that is, if you would hold it in your hands, or whatever representation you have, and if you would join me in our blessing, which is on the orders of service if you're in person, or on the screen if you're online, and let's say that together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much good I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much peace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled.
hearts, and we just give thanks for your sharing your love in this way. We ask you to just feel that presence of generosity and love flowing through you, through your heart, and out through these hands as we just bless these gifts, knowing that they do go forth to support this community so that we can continue to be here and offer this and return to the blesser, the return to the giver, totally blessed and multiplied in many ways. And so it is. Thank you. And I just wanted to say hello to anybody who might be joining us for the first time today. Are there any new people today? Yeah, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And Mel is coming by with a packet of information that has a purple card on the outside. If you would fill that out on both sides and return it to one of the greeters, there's a free gift for you in that. And we have refreshments out on the back deck, and it's a gorgeous day out there. So after the service, so it's a good time to relax and get to know you, and for you to get to know us and to share some fellowship. And again, if you are joining us online for the first time today, just go ahead and put your name in the comment section. Say hello to us. In fact, all the people who are there online, if you would just say hello, don't be anonymous. Join us. It's a collaboration, right? We're all collaborating together in this energy of expansion of our heart, of expansion of our consciousness, and being here to do that, being present so that we can radiate that energy out. So thank you for joining us today. And one more time, Isabel.
This is called Watercolors, and it was inspired by a desire to overcome fear and try new things. Paint yourself a picture. Start with brush and paper. Tubes of watercolor arranged upon the table. Pick your favorite color. Add a touch of water. Watch as the paper drinks it in. Feel yourself relax as you begin. Paint yourself a picture. You're a true beginner. Every stroke's a mystery, and every hue's a treasure. All the many colors there upon your palette, they're waiting to see what they inspire, waiting to reveal your heart's desire. Cadmium orange and cobalt blue, new gamboge and opera rose, burnt sienna and umber too. All the colors depend on you. Paint yourself a picture. Now you've filled up the paper. See how the pigment flows beyond the paper's edge, across the kitchen table, onto the wall beside you. Your brush takes on a life all of its own, a life like one you've never known. Windsor violet and ultramarine, brown madder and shadow green, alizarin crimson and Antwerp blue. All the colors depend on you. paint yourself a picture. You're through the open door. Now your palette never empties and your brush never runs dry. Each surface is your canvas, and though you've never done this, now you find you're asking yourself why. You never knew you could until you tried.
Thank you. I love that little twist of how it made it past the page into life, which we have all kinds of things. I mean, we've talked about collaboration, we've talked about the animals, we've talked about how things, and one of the silver linings of the pandemic is how those lines that we have drawn prior to 2020 are really blurred. So let's instead celebrate something that's pretty universal, at least in the human end, and it does extend to our pets, which are birthdays for October. Anyone here, anyone online, that is your birthday, we want to sing to you. So if you want to raise your hand, oh, we got at least one in the room. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear October people. Happy birthday to you.
We were so glad you were born. And you. All right. So as you heard with Reverend Victoria, coming up this afternoon, we do have the blessing of the animals, which we have a special guest of Reverend Rosemary, who, those of you that know, she also has quite a cadre of other species children. So there are, for those of you online, you're probably getting a link. If you go to our website, you can easily click on it to get into the Zoom class, meeting space, I guess is the best word. So that's all you have to do, and we'll get through that later. So coming up next Saturday, speaking of animals and plants and things like that, we're going to have a picnic at Lake Jordan. So picnic in the park next Saturday, starting at 12:30 p.m. We will have a grill and all kinds of things. We have a shelter reserved, so we've got a space, all kinds of stuff. We will have meat of the carnivorous and vegetarian kind, so worry not, depending on your preferences and needs, they're being met. So join us being there. And that is, it is Jordan Lake State Rec Areas. It's the Vista Point, which is south of Highway 64. But there are details on the website, so join us for that fun. Now for the next ones, I would really like to bring up Reverend Victoria because she is in the know of these announcements and these people.
There's a few things, yeah. So next week, you're not going to want to miss this. You are going to want to be here because my dear friend, Rhonda Britton, who I have talked about many times here at Unity Center of Peace, we met in practitioner training at Agape. That's where we met. We were in the same class. It was years and years and years ago. Well, she went on to write many books. Fearless Living is her book. She went on to do a reality TV show where she was helping other people with, other coaches and, real live time. She was coaching people through their life situations. She won an Emmy for that. And she's written many other books, has a coaching institute. Rhonda Britton, she is dynamic, heart-centered, and just the most loving person. You are not going to want to miss it. So please show up next. Yes? Yes, live here. Yeah, she's visiting. Right, exactly.
An actual real person.
Yeah, good and clarifying question. Yeah. Yeah, good. She's not on the screen. She will be for the live streamers. And what's the next one?
The next one is absolute abundance.
The absolute abundance. Pathways to Permanent Prosperity. So we haven't done one of these programs in a while, and I kind of reached out to the ministers, unity ministers from all over, and said, what's a good program? Because the ones that we have done were kind of old, outdated. I wanted something new and fresh and interactive and fun, and so they all recommended this program called Absolute Abundance, Pathways to Permanent Prosperity. It's a 5-week program. We're going to do a hybrid thing, so some in person, some online, however you can join us, but it's going to be fun. I've been looking at, the stuff that there's songs, and there you get up, and there's activities, and there's slides and fun stuff, and a lot of sharing. So it's not just a classroom where you're sitting and learning. It's like you're up and engaged and involved and having fun. So I'm looking forward to participating in this, and I really hope you are. There's no fee to join this. You do have to buy the materials from the organization, but that's it. And we're just going to increase our ability to attract abundance and share abundance and get into that spirit of circulation. So you'll enjoy that. The other new piece of information that I heard this week was from the youth ed director at Unity of Greensboro. And they called us because they said, well, do you have any teens in your group? Because we're getting together, a lot of teens, and we're going to go to Rally this year. This is the Unity Teen Rally. We have never participated in it before, but this just might be the perfect time. And it's on St. Simon's Island. Oh, you have Mary's holding up some information in the back. So that kind of gives you an idea. It's like summer camp. Lots of activities for teens, and it's kind of, Unity inspired, but there's opportunities to do some self-reflection and sharing circles and things like that. So I think it's going to be really special. If you want some more information, or come talk to me, when is the date? November 12th to the 14th. We're renting a van and all going down together, St. Simon's Island. It really sounds terrific. And she's encouraging the teens to get together and create a fundraiser. So, initiate and start the fundraiser. And we do have a little bit of scholarship money here, too, that we can, help out with that. I think, Michael, you're doing a fundraiser today with stones or something, right?
Spiritual stones in the lobby.
Okay.
We're asking people to donate for the teen trip.
Okay, excellent. Well, we've got it started already, and many other ways that we can do that. So let's do this for the first time this year. I think it'll be really fun. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah,
Yes,
you got it
ma'am.
from here.
Okay. So coming back to the absolute abundance, all I could think of was, if I were a rich mom, well, that would have to change to when I am a rich human, because that's going to be inevitable if you take that program. Also in all of this, Reverend Victoria is getting on the radio. And there are 3 separate times. We have something called Unity FM that is in the Unity movement. And so there's the intentional spirit, the big universe, and world spirituality. Do not hold your tongue while trying to say those 3 at the same time. But there are various times. We have them on the website in our events section because it's October 20th, October 26th, and November 23rd. So if you want to check these out, they are with phenomenal hosts, I guess is the best word, that are asking big questions and all that. So if you want to be in on the grilling of Reverend Victoria to find out the nitty-gritty of these things, tune in to that. And then finally, if you're trying to figure out we rattle off all this stuff, where do I find it again? Because I can remember 3 things, and the phone number is one of them, and I'm done. So if you're that kind of person, or want a reminder, just go to our website, which is unitychapelhill.org. There's events, there's ways to get to our Facebook and our other online social platforms. And all of this stuff that I've talked about, that Reverend Victoria's talked about, is on there. Check it out. And then finally, if your heart doesn't feel centered, we have what we call our 3-minute miracle, which is available in person, or if you're online, if you send an email to prayer@unitychapelhill.org. And I am sorry, but thank you. Pat Webster is our trained prayer practitioner on duty today. So find her. She'll be out in the lobby when she's available. And then if you want to go outside or the back room, you'll figure that all out. But it is really a place to be steeped again in that presence that is you, that you just can't necessarily seem to find in that particular moment. But you will. Thank you. All right. I think we've got 2 things to do, and then we're out to the refreshments and all the other stuff. So, if you would grab your order of service, or it's coming up on the screen for those of you online, and we are going to say our prayer of protection with I am statements, which is towards the bottom, if you don't already know it. And if you're able to stand, would you stand? All right, together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God folds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.